Hope you're doing good. Micah back with another video. Back here to talk about iOS 17.5 for the iPhones. And specifically here, we're going to be talking about it here on the iPhone 15 Pro. An update that feels like it's kind of one of those middle of the pack, still provides some features, but very basic for the most part in terms of the update. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys ignite the like button, subscribe to the channel, the notification bell, so I'll free that once a video so you and I can sit back, check, see what's cracking. And right here, as you see displayed on screen, I'm showing you what it looks like when watching a YouTube video. You see the like button, the dislike button, the share. You also see a super thanks button. That button allows you to be able to support the channel via donations, so that way we can continue to provide coverage on the latest tech products out here, whether it is from Apple or Android, or maybe some red herrings in there from time to time. So if you guys can support the channel that way, that would definitely go a long way in terms of this channel being able to continue to grow and be able to keep up with today's tech. Now let's get into the video. And the first thing I want to show you guys is wallpapers, and this actually came as part of the RC build, and that is new wallpapers. So if I hit the plus button, I think I just swipe over and hit add new. As you guys can see, we have a new Pride wallpaper pack. And so if you actually click on it, and if I wanted to add it, you can actually swipe through them to see the different colors, kind of Lakers colors there. I like this one. Let's click add. If it says wallpaper pair, this is what it looks like now. So upon swiping down there, when you swipe in, it changes every time you swipe in and out. So it gives you a different type of look for all of your activities that you have going on pertaining to the wallpaper in particular. It almost looks like it spins around, but it's actually pretty neat. Now, here's one of the things I actually wanted to check. If I hit customize, I come over here and I hit blur. What does it look like when I go ahead and swipe up now? Ooh, so it gives it a little more fresh look, if as it were, as you guys can see happening right there. The only problem for me personally is because I use a transparent background from my widget, so I probably wouldn't use this on a regular, but it is a nice, more interactive wallpaper that I hope that they bring to new wallpapers going forward, or maybe even adding these type of effects for some of their current wallpapers. So I did want to bring this to you guys here first. The next thing I wanted to bring to you guys is the Apple Podcast. And yes, this is now updated to reflect the color of the podcast that you're listening to. So if I hit play, it should change to the more darker blue look. And I have sound on. But as you guys can see, it changes colors to that wallpaper, or to the color of the album art or artwork for that podcast series. And so I'm glad that they kind of brought this back, because it was actually kind of here before and then they took it away. But it's nice to see that it is here now with Apple Podcasts. One thing that they still haven't added is if we actually go in here to Stopwatch. I believe this is my stopwatch here. If I hit start, they still have not added the live activity back. They still have not returned it. I don't know why they haven't, but they have not. So maybe in iOS 17.6, it'll be back. We're all hoping that that live activity does come back. Let's go to Apple News. And the first thing we're going to do is going to go into settings. And then scrolling down to Apple News, we're going to see some new updates and changes. And I think I might need to clean my lens because I've been having some weird focusing issues. If we come into here, we will see you can join Apple News Plus, because that's where you're going to really get a lot of these new features when it comes to Game Center. But you also have, Apple News anyway, games, puzzles, and this and that and the third. Game Center is here. And that's what I really wanted to show you within the actual news setting. But if we actually go to the news app, once we're in the news app, if we actually come down here to following, you will see puzzles up here. And once you click on puzzles, you will actually see that even though I'm signed in, you will need Apple News Plus to play with additional puzzles, and you have access to leaderboards now. So whether it's your friends or just other people who's using Apple News Plus and playing puzzles and whatnot, you can actually check the leaderboard to see where you rank at with your puzzle answering skills. Now upon hitting X there, I don't think it's going to allow me to do much. Oh, maybe it will. No, I don't think it will because I do not have Apple News Plus. See, so yes, you need Apple News Plus in order to take advantage of this. A new asset, or how can I put it? A new benefit of having Apple News Plus is, or incentive, that's what I was looking for. Incentive is games and being able to do things like crossword puzzles. I think it was Courtleys or whatever. You have Courtleys. So you have new games that you can play within here, and there's an offline mode too, which will essentially download articles so you don't have to worry about my data. And I turn off Wi-Fi. There should be a, yes, thank you. It should be an off, it says it's offline. Up here it says no internet connection. Offline mode requires a News Plus subscription. So Apple News Plus is how you get offline mode, which will then download the articles for you. So that way, whatever was here, it basically kind of takes a snapshot of those articles. So that way you can readily read those articles without a network connection. All right, books also received an update. If we go ahead and swipe down into books, look it up. Books also has the ability to have reading goals now. Now for me, I don't really use books. I use Amazon or Audible for my reading. Not a bad idea to maybe switch over to books, but you have this up here, which gives you your reading goals right here. You can explore the bookstore and check that out. As we know, home is now the new button down here. So some updates to the Books app, nothing super, massive, but those are some nice tweaks there for the Books app. Now let's jump back into settings and let's go to privacy security. So if we go to privacy and security, I think I passed it, didn't I? Yeah, it's way up here. If we come in here, if we scroll down to passkeys access a web browser, there's now a glyph icon for it. So that's nice to see that it has an icon. And stolen device protection also has a slight update. So if we go to Face ID and passcode, I put that in and then I come back and show you guys here with stolen device protection. If I click into it, now there's some slight updates here when it comes to stolen device protection, being able to work that much more better when it comes to you being home or in your familiar locations, being able to turn that off and then be able to still have secured access to your iPhone so that way you don't have to worry about people trying to steal it or being able to have access to your passcodes or your information once it's locked away and it's away from familiar locations. And of course, you can always switch to always to further improve that by no matter where you're at, it will always give you that 1 hour delay before being able to access passcodes. So I just want to highlight that with stolen device protection. The EU also has some updates. The EU specifically now allows the downloading from third-party stores, and those stores will, within the phone, it will kind of walk you through settings in terms of, I can't show you because I'm not in the EU, but it will you'll have to give the phone access or grant it permission to download from the third-party store. So there's a little bit of walkthrough process for there. I've seen some splash screens for it. I don't have access to those, but just know that it is available. It's basically called Apple's web distribution system, which allows authorized developers to distribute iOS apps to EU iPhones. So I just want to let you guys know that there. In terms of extras, if we highlight the Mail app here real quick, if I can find it, the Mail app, the mail banner notification bug is fixed where a badge would still show even when the new mail was read. That is supposedly kind of fixed. I noticed there is a delay still with mine. So like if I had mail they already checked it and I swiped away from it, that badge would delay before it finally disappears. So I would like to see that to be sped up a little bit more. The Find My includes anti-stalking capabilities for the AirTags to help prevent unwanted tracking. I think we all wanted that because we know that there are plenty of AirTag stories out there of people being harassed or followed or had things stolen because somebody slipped AirTags on them so they could track them. And it's good to see that Apple, along with Google, is going to be helping to fight those type of anti-stalking situations. So that's definitely good to hear there. And also when it comes to repair mode, if in Find My, so you can always come in here into Find My itself. So if you, all right, stop it. Oh, see, so it heard me. Click on Find My, and I swipe up here so that way nothing can be seen. In here, when you're going into repair mode, the repair mode will help it make it so much easier for Apple technicians to work on your product when jumping into repair mode, because it verifies the Apple ID for them, so that way they can get right to working on your device without having a bunch of delays on their end. And then that makes the repair process that much faster, so that way it can come back to you as soon as possible, so that way you can maintain using your phone for everyday activities. There's also a new universal eSIM link to install eSIM, something that we have to get used to when it comes to the world of Apple, and really devices going forward, leaving physical SIMs behind. Apple now at least provides a universal link, so that way you can install a new eSIM with no problems. With Apple devices, it's typically easy anyway, especially if you buy from a carrier, because it's already pre-installed, or once you boot the phone and it connects to the network, it will then activate the eSIM. So in ways, it's already kind of taken that process out for us, so that way we can just get to straight using our devices. So that is definitely good to see there. And that is pretty much all the updates that I could find for iOS 17.5. As I said, some small subtle things. I also believe in here, if I just jump into a random place like this, if you type in Jerusalem, if I can spell, if you type in Jerusalem, it used to pop up the Palestinian flag. It no longer does. So that's an update there as well. So that's also good to see. And overall, bug fixes, improvements in the background. We know that this has been fixed with iOS 17.4, I believe, in terms of the, or 0.4.1, either one, in terms of notification bug. That's no longer here. And all I've noticed is better, improved fluidity when it comes to using it. I feel like things are much more responsive when I'm accessing Apple News via the widget. I'm noticing faster refreshing there as well, fast refreshing from our weather widget app over here. I've noticed that. I've just noticed overall better improvements. There's a color saturation issue that was slightly fixed here as well, between the notification center or lock screen and your actual home screen. There's a slight saturation problem that happens with certain wallpapers, especially if it's like super rich, and it would desaturate on the home screen. That has been slightly fixed as well, which is also great. Hopefully they will continue to improve that, so that way the colors reflect the same in both situations. So I did want to highlight that as well. But again, that's all I was able to find for iOS 17.5. If you found anything more or noticed anything better with you guys' phones, let me know down in the comment section below, and we'll be paying attention to battery life over the course of the week and come back with a follow-up video to talk about that for the iPhone 15 Pro. But again, as always, if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, notification bell. That's all free. That way, some videos, so you and I can sit back, check, see what's cracking. And don't forget to hit that super thanks button to help support the channel, to continue to keep tech fresh and alive on this channel. It's Micah signing out. Until the next video, wait for